Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you today how to get CarPlay on your pre-facelift Mark III Seat Leon, and the same will also apply for the Mark VII Golf, possibly Skoda Octavia as well. This particular car is my 2014 Leon Cupra 280. This will apply to pretty much any Leon from 2013 to 2015, as long as it has the MIB1 media unit with the 5.8-inch screen. So to achieve this, we're going to be using these little boxes from AliExpress, and it costs less than £150, so it's a really cost-effective way of doing it, and allows you to get wireless CarPlay. So let's jump right in and I'll show you how to fit it. Okay, so first of all, we'll take a look at what you get in the box. So first and foremost, you get the little box itself. Looks like that, with a number of connectors, and there's also some cables to go along with it. So this is the microphone. I don't know whether I'm going to use this yet or not. Possibly don't need to. I'll put that to one side. Again, this is for Wi-Fi, so that's only if you really want to use it for Wi-Fi functionality, although I suppose you need it for the actual Apple CarPlay wireless functionality. So yeah, we will install that. We have a USB and auxiliary input. Again, might wire it in, might not. Probably won't need it though. Now these are the most important cables. So this is your VCDS cable. So this is how it kind of intercepts the signal from the media unit to the screen itself. So you use that cable for that, and you've also got this quad lock connector that again sort of intercepts the two connections between the media unit and the screen. So it's quite a good system, really. It's very clever how it works. So let's get started. So the first step of installation is to lower the glove box down to give you access. So open it there, and either side of the glove box you'll notice you have these two sort of triangular tabs. So you pry that one and then you pry this one away, and the glove box will just lower down like this. From here you will see the media unit itself. There is actual tools you can insert into here and here to remove this unit. It's up to you whether you want to do that. Generally, what I like to do is just remove this plastic cover. There we are. So just grab the back of it and gently pull towards you, and that will remove this piece. From there, you can see the unit itself. Then, to actually remove this media unit, as I mentioned earlier, you'd either need to have the proper keys, which is by far the easiest way of doing it, but I don't have the keys, and if you don't, what you'll need to do is get a screwdriver and push in this. You can see already I've removed mine. You see that pushes in like that, and you need to do the same on the other side. It's something you kind of need 3 hands for, really. But you can get by with just 2. But if you can get a helper, that does help. And you just need to basically push both sides in and wiggle the unit free forwards, and it will come forwards like this. Okay, now that the unit is out and has been pulled forward a bit, we can go ahead and start installing the wiring. So to remove the wires, you can either remove this unit entirely, or you can just remove the required cables. I think I'm going to go ahead and remove all of them, so I'll just show you how to do all of the different connectors. So this connector is the main wiring loom, and the way you remove it is, you see here I'm squeezing this tab at the bottom. So you squeeze that plastic tab and you'll notice there is a lever that comes out. You lift it up and that comes out like that. Now what you can do is flip this over to give you access to the other connectors on the bottom, So this one here is a little white clip. It's also the same as this one and this one. And what you do is you pull it out. Oh, that came right off. Let's do this one as a better example. So you pull this one up like that, and then you can squeeze it, and from there, when you squeeze it, you can pull it up. And these ones, you just simply squeeze that clip there. It will pull out. Same with the yellow one. Squeeze it, and it should release. So the cable that we need to connect, you get this loom with the kit. So this side, this female side, without the sort of locking lever, goes to the car, and this end goes into the unit and locks in the same way you removed it. And then these cables, that one there, and I believe there's another one there. These two go to the actual box itself, those two slots there. Also, on this bit here it says LVDS. This is where you will connect here, and they're labelled up so you know where each bit goes. So this one says to OEM monitor, so that will be this side, it goes to the screen, and this one says to OEM radio, which means this unit here, which goes in there. So that'll go like that. Okay, all connected up. Just for testing at the moment, obviously this is not its final position. But just to recap, we got this big wiring loom connected to the original wiring, and you can see it sort of intercepts the wiring. That's how this whole thing really works. Intercepts the LVDS and also some of the wiring on the main wiring loom. So yeah, we've got that plugged into there, that goes there, and this comes along. And there's two main plugs. You've got power and CAN on there. Now you'll notice there's quite a few other bits and bobs here. These are for basically optional extra stuff. Rear view cameras and extra audio outputs and things like that if you want it. If you don't, you can just leave it and just tuck them away. So yeah, it's all wired up. Let's give it a go. Press and hold car. Well, hey, and there you go. So there we are. So to get the CarPlay, I believe you just press iOS, and then you will connect your phone. So I just need to do that. And there we go. Apple CarPlay on the 5.8-inch MIB1 screen. Just using this little box. So obviously there's more things to connect, and obviously this needs putting into a safe place, a safe and secure place, but we'll get to that in a moment. But as you can see, that is Apple CarPlay, that is my Spotify, that's the main menu there. So however, at the minute the audio does not work. Now for this to work in media, so if we press and hold car again to escape here, in media you have to have the auxiliary option on here, the aux option, but the Leon in most cases I don't think does. It pretty much never has that aux input option. Now there's two ways around that. You can purchase a cable which you simply plug into the, it's called the AMI port, or you can use VCDS to enable it, which is what we're going to be doing today, and I will show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to enable the aux input in VCDS. As I said earlier, you don't need to do this. You can get an AMI to auxiliary adapter, which you just plug into the AMI port over in the glove box. You don't connect it to anything else, it just stays dangling there, but it's enough to actually enable the aux input option that you need to get the CarPlay to work. But if you don't want to buy that adapter and you're comfortable doing long coding using VCDS, then follow these steps. So go ahead and select the control module. The module name is 5F Information Electronics, right there. Head over to coding. Now, it's very, very important that you take a copy of this current coding. Always, when recoding modules, take a copy of that coding number, because if you mess it up with that coding number, you can put it back to how it was. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and go to the long coding helper. Now you'll notice there it said it doesn't basically have any information on this module. That's probably because my VCDS is out of date or whatever. That's fine. Yours may look different, and I'll put a picture on the screen now what the correct setting looks like. But on mine, I'm going to head over to byte 8. And on yours, you will have some options. So bit 4 is to enable auxiliary input. Bit 5 is to enable the AMI port, which is in the glove box, as I mentioned. Now, to get the auxiliary input to show in media, what you need to do is disable bit 5, enable bit 4. So you're taking away the AMI input option, but you're adding the auxiliary input option. Close that and press do it to apply the coding. Coding accepted, and if that has worked, you should be able to head over to media, and voila, you have the auxiliary option for the input there. And that is what you'll need to enable to get the audio working on the unit. Right, so that's the audio sorted with VCDS. I can't show you the audio, but I can confirm it is working. Now the difficult bit of this installation, which is finding a place to put this box. Now, you can obviously figure out wherever you want to put it. I have seen some people just place it in the glove box, just run the cables along and just hang it in the glove box. I'm going to try and find somewhere better for it than that. Also, I haven't connected the Wi-Fi, and it is working regardless. I will connect it anyway, just in case, but it doesn't seem to need it at the minute. Maybe that's because I'm very close to it. Once it's behind the dash, maybe it will need it. But something that's also worth mentioning, I didn't mention this before, there are a series of dip switches on the back, and you can see there's a little grid there. It's a bit confusing. This car counts as a Golf 7, so you'll see 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3 are on. For the 5.8 inch screen, 4 and 5 are off, which is what this is. If you have a bigger screen, obviously it looks as though you want to turn dip switch 5 on. So what seems to be working perfectly fine for me is just dip switches 2 and 3 in the on position, or the sort of upwards position, and that seems to be working perfectly fine. The display is good, sound all works, so yeah. So let's move on and try and find a way of installing this in a safe location. So I've had a little think about where I'm gonna hide the box away. I think the best way to do it is to remove this sort of glove box outer casing, which I believe will consist of removing these push pins here, like that. Just these little plastic push pins. Some T20 Torx screws. There is 2 along the top, and right at the back, see if I can get a good picture of it. Right at the back, there's 1 there, and also 1 up there somewhere. There we are. Yep. So these are T20 screws. Obviously, to get to those ones right down there, it's going to need a long extension like this. So I'm going to give that a go now, and I'll let you know how that goes. So I've been trying for quite a while to get the box fitted up. What I did is I've sort of removed the glove box a bit more. Further to the screws that I removed previously, there are also 3 screws in the bottom. Go there, and just down there. So I've removed them, and what I've done is then pulled the glove box, the whole glove box out, which just pulls out either side, and I have used I think it's a 96mm to 140mm Jubilee clip to fasten it to the dashboard support. So that's what I've done. I'm just going to push this in, just bend this so it's kind of like a square if I can, and then just reinstall the glove box, which should just push back in and should be good to go. So I did manage to get it installed in the end. It took quite a lot of fiddling with the wires. In the end, I took the whole glove box casing out, and I inserted the Easy Connect unit in first, so it clipped in with the clips at the side, and then put the glove box in because it was easier that way to manipulate where the wires were. And I did use the USB extension as well. I plugged that in just in case I ever need that, and I just pushed a little hole in this sort of pre-cut cutout in the glove box. I just pushed that through, and that's given a hole for this to go through. But now you can see it's a fully clean install and it's all working. One other important piece of information about this unit is you can change which side the CarPlay menu is shown on in the actual settings for the unit. So I have a right-hand drive car, so this menu should be on this side, closest to the steering wheel, easiest to reach. So you can, in the main setting for the unit, we have settings, and in there you've got UI settings, and then you've got driver position, and you can choose left or right. By default it goes to left, so if you have a right-hand drive car you will need to change that.
And there you have it. If you enjoyed the video and it was helpful to you, please give the video a like, and if you have any questions feel free to comment down below and I'll answer all the questions as best as I can. Till next time.